Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Chatatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Chahastamalakam Chashishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakara Manyan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Having explained up to Vijnanamaya Kosha, one may wonder, you will not wonder, but I wonder, why Anandamaya Kosha is not taken up immediately. Right? It should be Kosha, Panchakosha Viveka, then after that, having explained how Vijnanamaya Kosha is not Atman, why is it not taken up that Anandamaya Kosha is to be also rejected? Anybody? Because Anandamaya Kosha Ajnana Kritatvat Ajnana Nashe Nasham Gacchati, and this Ajnana has to be removed in the Buddhi. It is by the Buddhi which is misunderstanding itself to be a Jiva, is allowing the Vasana to express through it. Once the knowledge takes place rightly at the level of the Vijnanamaya Kosha, then Anandamaya Kosha has no power over Buddhi and subsequent things. So that is the reason why here the topic is how to introduce the nature of the self and how to realize that, and then he will go to the Karanamaya Kosha or the Anandamaya Kosha. Now that is the reason why he started to explain Atman here. Yoyam Vijnanamaya Praneshu Hridi Spurat Swayam Jyotihi Kutastaha San Atma Karta Bhokta Bhavati Upadhistaha. In the verse number 189, that's where we stopped there. We'll read that. Yoyam Vijnanamaya Praneshu Kriti Spurati Ayam Jyotihi Kutastha sannatma karta bhokta bhavatyupadistah yoyam vijnanamaya praneshu iti spuratyayam jyotihi kutastha sannatma karta bhokta bhavatyupadistah. Ayam vijnanamaya praneshu hridi spurati ayam jyotihi. Ayam, this very one, Yaha, which is unknown as of now. Jyotihi hridi spurati. Ayam jyotihi hridi spurati. And that is jyoti here to be understood as of the nature of Swayam Prakashaha. Then this Vijnanamaya Koshaha is in the, as we saw yesterday in the last class also, Hridi here to be understood not as the pumping heart. It is in that buddhi only, and Hridi or the heart, what we consider as the nature of love, devotion. Gurudev also. What is it you're searching? So this knowledge absolute shines within the pranas, in the heart. As Gurudev writes it, in the midst of the intellect is the shining Atman. Jyotihi spurati. And Kutastaha san Atma, that Kutastaha, it is remaining as the anvil unchanging. Upadistaha, staying in the Upadi, Vijnanamaya Kosha Upadistaha, Karta Bhokta Bhavati. So we saw that part in the last session. That is the Pashani Vriksha Idivat Samipya Saptami. So the fire on stone. No, tree on stone. Vrikshaha Pashane Katam Bhavati. How can a rock will give birth to a tree? But it is possible that now it's what is called fossils. That is, the tree appears to become a stone. You've seen that. If you go into the ancient lands, you will find old trees look like stone. It's coming out of the stone only. In the same way, Samipya Saptami, because it is in the proximity of it. Praneshu Chakshuradi Samipe, Etena Ahamidi Pradita Vishayasya Bahushu Satvat Katama Atma. The question is, Katama Atma, where is this Atma placed? If that is the question. Katama means Kutra. Where is this Atma? Or Katama means how many Atmans are there? Only one. Janaka Prashnottara Vakye Praneshu iti padena Prana Shabda Bodhidendriya Mukhya Pranatva Atmanaha Nasti iti Katidam Bhavati Prana Samipyam Buddhehe Api Asti Ataha Vyavartayadi Hridi Spurati Swayam Jyotiridi Hridaya Pundarika Avachinna Buddhau Prakashamanam Para Prakashyam Yajyotihi Chaitanyam Sarva Avabhasagam Tatrupaha Soyam Vijnanamaya Amoksham Bahuta na Vina Bhuyaha Anena Iti. So this Vijnanamaya Kosha is that which is borrowing the power of the self-illuminating power of consciousness, appearing it to be its own nature of light. In that very buddhi itself is the presence of the very Atman. See, it is interesting to see that what we give usually, there is a sunlight and there is a water or a reflecting media. In that reflecting media, the sunlight is reflected as Chidabhas. Like that only we think. But it is not like that. It is sitting inside the buddhi. Inside means covered as though by the buddhi, it illumines. It is not external to the buddhi, meaning it is not, in the example, obviously we have to say the sunlight is there and then the reflecting media is there. In that reflecting media, the sunlight is seen to be reflected, right? But here it is not like that. It is within the very buddhi itself, in the hridaya akashe, atma asti. It illumines through the buddhi. And therefore, buddhi is a reflecting media, not from an external light, its own internal light. And that, therefore, as though hidden in the buddhi. Hridaya guhara madhye kevalam brahma. It is in the guhara, in the guha, in the cave. That's why it's called kutastaha. Kuta iva stitaha or kute stitaha. Kutastaha means nirvikari, unchanging. Or kuta iva stitaha. Kuta means hidden. Kuta iva stitaha, as though hidden from comprehension. Idrig atma kutastaha. Kutavat tishtati. Kutastaha ayodanavat. Nirvikaraha. Ayodanavat, it cannot be fought with. Ayodana. Ayodana means it cannot be battled or it cannot be struck against. Nirvikaraha san apidi abhishabdaha yojaniyaha upadhistaha upado jnana kriyavatya buddhau. In that very buddhi, which is the very nature, ability to know, the ability to understand. Buddhau tadatmena avidyakena vartamanaha, staying there as though, and thereby it is misunderstood because it is hidden within the buddhi, not comprehensible. Therefore, it itself appears as karta and bhokta. It is, Gurudev is to give the example, is the electricity giving the light or the bulb is giving the light? Usually we'll say, when the light is glowing, you'll say, power current is giving the light. Current is, in a way it is right, because it is there. Where? In the filament. What does it do? It doesn't do. But then when the light is glowing, we say current is giving the light. Current is not giving the light. It is just there. The light is the function of the filament, right? But then in general, when colloquially, when we say what we said, electricity is giving the light. And that's usual. Similarly, buddhi, what is the ability of the buddhi? I know. The ability to know. So that is why it is here said, jnana kriyavatya buddhau. In the buddhi, hidden as though, in the buddhi that is subject to the ability of knowing, buddhau tadatmena avidyakena, due to that tadatmya identification, due to that ignorance, vartamanaha, staying, karta bhokta, the doer and the enjoyer bhavati. Yata spatike lohityam brahmatyata. Spatike lohityam. Lohityam means, spatika means crystal. Lohityam, hot iron. So I don't know why that example is given here. Spatike lohityam yata brahmat tata. So in that spatika, the lohityam, the appear to be, it will be like a metal. The spatika looks like a metal. It is, that's what the example is given, but it is not. Because of its ability to shine forth on the light, or it is having the qualities of, apparently having the qualities of metal. In the same way, one comes to mistake the Atman to be a karta and bhokta, even though it is not. That is tadeva sputayati. That again is giving in another example, etc., in the next few verses. Swayam parichedam upetya buddhehe तादात्म्य दोषेण परं मृषात्मतः सर्वात्मकः सन्नपि वीक्षते स्वयं स्वतः पृथक्त्वेन मृतो घटानिव स्वयं परिच्छेदमुपेत्य बुद्धेः तादात्म्य दोषेण परं मृषात्मनः सर्वात्मकः सन्नपि वीक्षते स्वयं स्वतः पृथक्त्वेन मृतो घटानिव मृषात्मनः बुद्धेः तादात्म्य दोषेण परं परिच्छेदमुपेत्य पृथक् मृतो घटानिव पृथक्त्वेन स्वतः स्वयं पृथक्त्वेन सर्वात्मकः सन्नपि वीक्षते. That is the prose order. In other words, buddhi is mrshatman. Buddhi is mrsha means false, elusive. So buddhehe, of the buddhi, which is by nature is mrsha. By nature it is false. Buddhehe mrshatmanah tadatmya doshena, due to the identification param swayam parichedam upetya. Swayam parichedam, by itself getting into a kind of conditioning. Parichedam, conditioning. Upetya, having obtained. And vikshate, is seen. In what way it is seen? Swataha pradaktvena. It appears to be different from its own nature. Mrutoho gataniva. Like the difference apparently seen between the mud and the pot. Sarvatmakas sannapi. Even though it is self of all, it identifying with the false nature of the buddhi, it is, even though the mud is same in all, it gatavat drikshyate. And gataha is, one gataha is different from another gata. One part is another different from another part. In the same way, sarvatmakatva api, sarvatmakatve api, sarvatmakasan api, prataktveena drishyate or vikshate, is seen as different. Mrishatmanaha mityaswarupavatya buddhehe tadatmya doshena param kevalam natu swataha ityartah. Swataha na kevalam param swayam parichedam alpatvam upetya, having obtained its own conditioning, swayam sarvatmakat sannapi, even though it is the self of all, idam sarvam ayam atma sarvam kalu idam brahma ityadi shrudehe akushalam adihi, because of the akushalam adi. Akushala means unintelligent, due to unintelligent state of mind. Mritaha panchami gataniva, like that of the from the mud, panchami, from the mud, panchami, gataniva, how the parts look to be different from the mud. Gataniva yata mrudu upadanakataya tad vadiriktan gatan pritak pashyati binnatvena vikshate tada sarva upadanataya swa vidirekena kasyapi abhave api swadaha pratatvena vedena vikshate aham sa idam tvam saha ityadi. So it is appearing to be different from each other, you, me, that, this. That's why Bhagavan in Krishna, in 18th chapter, what did he say? Sarveshu bhuteshu. Remember that 18th chapter verse? What is the Vijnanam, which is Sattvic Jnanam? Sarvabhuteshu yenekam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam. He did not say what is the sattvic jnanam. Sarvabhuteshu yena ekam bhavam avyayam ikshate. In all living beings, there is only one. This knowledge, avibhaktam vibhakteshu, even though divided, it is undivided. Tajnanam satvikam. Pratyaktena tu tajnanam yajnanam sarvan bhavan pratakvitan. This knowledge, which is in the form of every being, is different. Prataktvena tu yajnanam. Prataktvena. That's what same word is used. Prataktvena, as different from each other. Yajnanam. And what? Sarvan bhavan pratakvitan. Everything are different from each other. Sarvabhuteshu yajnanam. In all living beings, in that way, when one says tajnanam rajasikam. So in the yesterday also we saw that there are 5 kinds of differences that are created due to rajasic knowledge. Remember? What? Tell me. First one is, I am different from you. Second, I am different from God. Very good. Third, God is different from the world of objects. Correct. Third, objects are different from me. Fourth, then objects are different from each other. So 5 such differences, Vedas. So this is called Rajasika Jnana. So that is what all of us are in that state only, where we are seeing only, not only ourselves as different from each other. That's why he says, Prataktvena bedena vikshate aham saha idam tvam ityadi beda buddhihi buddhiman bhavati. Beda buddhiman bhavati, only he sees only the difference. And because of the difference only, there is fear also. Fear is coming out of what? Dvitiyat bhayam bhavati. Certain such statements you must remember. Dvitiyat bhayam bhavati. When there is otherness, there is fear. There is otherness or difference is there, then there is fear. See, even if you take the example, as Gurudev gave the example, when by mistake you are walking and then you hurt, at the end the table hurts your knee or something. So when the right knee only is hurt, but is it not this entire body is interested in making sure that the pain is removed from that knee? It doesn't say, oh, the right knee, left knee is not bothered about right knee. It is not like that. So in the same way, when we recognize the ekatvam, then only there is love, compassion, oneness, and freedom. When there is difference, there is always fear, insecurity, hatred, likes, dislikes, possessiveness, delusion, running away or holding on. All these are all due to pratak bhava. So, sadaha pradatvena mrutoho gatan iva. So, like that of the mudness is not understood, only the partness is understood. Because looking at oneself as the part only, like the mud parts from the mud of which they are made, Gurudev writes there. If the idea that truth is something other than me is accepted, I should negate my BMI, for they are only my conditionings projected by my imagination. All that I have to negate is the ghost which is not there, so that I may ultimately understand the post. Just when the parts made of mud develop individual identities of names and forms, we recognize them as separate from each other. So that's why Gataniva Prutakttvena Swataha Mrtaha means Mrdat Prutak. That's why Panchami wrote that. From the mud, different from mud is the me. The parts, until they realize their Mrtatvam, they will continue to exist, causing differences only. So too, here, in the absence of the right knowledge, there is Prataktvam, differences, Veda. And Veda Jnanam is Bhaya Mula Karanam. And where there is Bhayam, where there is fear, there is no happiness or freedom. Continuing in this point here, next one. Upadi Sambandha Vashat Paratma. Upadi Dharman Anupadi Tadgunaha. Ayo Vikarana Vikarya Vaknihi. Vaknivat is there. Okay. In this Patandara is there. Vaknivat is there. In the Gurudev's, it's not there. Ayo Vikaran Avikari Vaknivat. Sateka Rupopi Paraswabhavat. Upadi Sambandha Vashat Paratma. Upadi Dharman Anupadi Sadgunaha. Ayo Vikarana Vikari Vaknivat. Sateka Rupo Viparaswabhavat. Vaknivat is there in the new edition, at least? No, CCMT. You have the CCMT book, Sindhuja? Then it's what is not there. Bhakni, because Bhakni, it has to be completed. Otherwise, even the meter won't come correctly. So, Upadi Sambandha Vashat, in association with the Upadi, Paratma, that Supreme Self, Upadi Dharman Anubhati. It is taking up the qualities of the Upadi, Tad Gunaha, and becomes of that nature. And because this example is given as Ayo Vikaran, the varieties of the Ayas, that is the iron, Vikara Vaknivat. Because of the iron balls are different, and when they are heated up to become fire, they look like fire is different shapes. Ayo Vikara means Ayapinda Vikara. The iron balls are of different shapes, and when they are put into the fire and then they start to look like fire, therefore it looks like what? Vikara Vaknivat. Like the Vakni has become Vikari. In the same way, Sada Eka Rupaha api, even though always the same nature, Paraha Swabhavat. Swabhavat, by nature, it is always Eka Rupaha, but Swabhavat Paraha, that which is by nature being supreme, but appears to be different because of the Upadi Sambandha Vashat. So here it is to be correctly understood as even though it is Paraha, Swabhavat Paraha, even though it is by nature it is perfect, yet it is Sada Eka Rupaha api Paraha Swabhavat Sambandha Vashat, Upadi Sambandha Vashat, Upadi Dharman Anupadi. So here, having understood the very simple translation of that, here we'll go into the Pashya where he says, Ayo Vikaravan, Ayasaha Vikaraha, Ayo Vikaraha, Dirgatva Vartulavatvadeyaha, long or circular, all these, Tan avikari vaknivat. Vastutaha, even though the fire which is not having any vikara, Tadrisha dharma shunya vakniriva ayasi dirgam dirgo vakniriti vartule vartula iti brahmyanti loke. When it's a long rod of fire, I mean, our long rod of the metal, when it is put into the fire and taken out, it looks like fire has got a shape of a long thing. Similarly, a round iron ball is put in the fire and then taken out, it looked like a round fire. Tada paratma api, paramatma api, upadi sambandha vashat, association with upadi, swaprakashyena api, upadina avidyaya kalpitaha yaha tadatmya rupa sampannah tadvashad upadi dharman kartrutva bhoktrutvaadin Dhyayativa Lelayativa iti Shrutehe Buddho Dhyayantyam Dhyayati iva Lelayantyam Chalantyam Chalati iva Ityartha Shrutehe. So when it is said in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is as though meditating, as though walking about. Where does it go? Sarvavyapakatvat na chalanam bhavati. There is no possibility of it moving anywhere. Where does it go? It cannot move anywhere, yet it is seen to be moving. It cannot be thinking because it is beyond the comprehension of the, because it doesn't have an activity of even thinking. Dhyayati iva is written there. Anusritya tadgunaha upadya dharmavan iva bhati aham karomi sukhi dukhi ityadi prakarena. So only one thing we have to ask whenever we become sukhi or dukhi, it is some key is wrong. It is keyed by something else. Aham dukhi, meaning something is keying into the Atman, which it is not. Sukhi, again, it is some other key which is working. Is it not? We say, when somebody is acting strangely, who is keying you? Isn't it they say? I don't know whether you are using it here. Chabi kaun deta hai? Hai Hindi mein? When do you use that? Huh? Somebody instigating. So उसने की दिया आपको, चाबी. जो भी चाबी देता है. We say that if somebody is acting strange, किसी ने चाबी दिया उसको. Meaning somebody has, it's like a doll. When you put a key, then it starts dancing. In the same way, the key is dancing iva, dhyayati iva, lelayati iva. Why? By sukhi, dukhi, these keys are external. It is not nature of the self. Vastutaha sada swabhavat swakriya Satchidananda Swarupadaha Paraha Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha Adaha Ekarupopi Vikara Shunyo Api Iti Purvam Yojaniyaha. Even though it is having no particular action or any kind of change, Prakashahe Vakno Drishtante Paratmani Cha Dashtantike Swaprakashake Vikara Shunyatvena Ekarupatvam Samanam. Why the Vagni example is given? Because fire has no form, particular shape, no? It does not have, it's bright, all right, but it doesn't have any particular shape which it maintains. In the same way, Paramatma Swayam Prakasha, but does not have any particular form, but the forms are made out of the metal in which it is coming in contact with. In the same way, that's why the example that is given like that. Now, having explained this Shishya, he says, okay, after a long time, he opens up. I have to ask you a question now. What is your question? The Shishya is now saying, Shishya Uvacha, Brahmena Pyanyata Vastu, Jiva Bhava Paratmanaha. Tadupaderanaaditvat Nanadirnasha Anadirnasha Ichyate Na anadehe Na anadehe nashishyate Nanadesh become Nana Na anadirnasha Ichyate Adosya jiva bhavopi Nitya bhavati samsritihi Na nivarteta tanmokshaha Tadam me Shri Guru vada Brahmena pyanyata vastu jiva bhava paratmanah sadupaderanaditvat nanadirnasha ishyate adosya jiva bhavopi nitya bhavati samsritihi sanitvateta sanmokshaha kadam me Shri Guru vada. Now, Nitya. Nitya. Samsriti is feminine. Nityo is written there? Where? Samsritihi is feminine. Samsritihi. No, wait. Let's see here. What is she version here? Nityo bhavati samsritihi. Okay. If it is samsritihi, if it is not feminine, then yes. Samsritihi. Maybe it is not. So then Nityo bhavati is correct. Nityaha samsritihi bhavati. Okay, and then it is to be changed there. Nitya bhavati, it becomes Nityo bhavati. Who? Who says? Kalpa? Samsriti is feminine, no? That's why they put Nitya there. Probably he has taken it as a masculine. Here in the Bhashya, here in this version. Anyway. So, Shishya is asking this question. You are saying that Upadi Sambandhat Paramatma Sambandhavat Sambandhivat Tadgunan Apnodi Tasmat Aham Bhokta Aham Karta iti manyate Tadeva Jivaha. Right? The Jiva is one who is thinking that as I am the enjoyer, doer, etc. Even though he is Sada Ekarupatvat, always it is the same. Na Katachit Samsari Bhavati, Jivaha Bhavati. But yet, Brahmena, due to some kind of a delusion, it mistakes itself to be Karta Bhokta. So he says, Brahmena Anyatava. Whether it is Brahma, self-delusion, or any other reason, Vastu Jiva Bhavaha Paratmanaha Asti. Now the Jiva Bhava of the being a limited being of the self is now being experienced by everybody. Nobody is an exception. And Upadi for that, Upadi is Ajnan. Ajnan के कारण ही ये तादात्म्य शुरू हुआ है. And you said that Anirvachaniya Anadi Ajnan. Ajnanam is Anadi. Because if Ajnanam is Adi, then you would have to say, I am aware, I am the self, suddenly I am not the self. So Ajnan ko shuru hota hai ki if there is Adi for Ajnan, uske pehle kya tha? Before it started to have this ignorance, it was free only before. So then Ajnanasya, then you have to show the karanam for Ajnanam also. Ajnanasya karanam kim? अज्ञान किससे शुरू होता है? That's what they say, अनादि. But if you say अज्ञान को ही कारण है, अज्ञान क्या मूल है, क्या मूल है उसका? What is the moolam for अज्ञान? You cannot point out deshe kale, in terms of time or a space or a thing as the cause of ajnan cannot be pointed out. So here he says sad upadehe anaditvat, upadehe anaditvat, of that upadi which is karana sharir kya, that is anaditvat, अनादेहे नाशः दृश्यते, न अनादेहे नाशः दृश्यते. Anything that is beginningless, this is the logic he is using. Anything that is beginningless will not end. Now, why this logic? Karana nashe karya nasha. If I have to remove the necklace, all that I have to do is remove the gold. उसका necklace के वो अस्तित्व नहीं होगा. If I have to remove the pot, I have to remove the mud from it. So, karana nashe karya nasha. So, ajnanasya karanam nasti, anadi. So, anadi, being anadi, karana nash would not take place. Karana anashe, karya anasha. When the karanam is not destroyable, which is not even known, how will the karya will become destroyed? So, na anadehi nashaha ishyate. That which is beginningless does not have an end. That the second step. So, first thing is what? Whatever be the reason you give, pranti or whatever is the thing you're saying, and the upadi, first of all, as according to you, is anadi. Okay. And anything that is anadi cannot be destroyed for the simple reason that which is whose karanam is not known, karya cannot be destroyed. So he takes that standpoint. So what? Ataha, therefore, tasya jiva bhava api nitya bhavati samsritihi. So jiva bhava samsritihi nitya bhavati. Therefore, the samsara in the form of joys and sorrows, dukkhi, sukhi, in all these things will become everlasting. Na nivarteta. Even as the jiva bhava samsruti not destroyed, moksha katam. Then where is the release? Where is the question of liberation? Hey Sri Guru, Pada, tell me. See, here, these karma contents take a, there's a shot in the arm for them. इसलिए बताया हमने कर्म करना चाहिए. कर्म करने से ही मोक्ष मिल जाएगा. What they say, कर्म का वो फल है, वही मोक्ष है. पुण्य कर्म का जो फल है वो मोक्ष है. और पुण्य कर्म का फल मोक्ष होना चाहिए तो कर्म करना चाहिए. तो कर्म में ही मोक्ष है. So one point is that moksha is possible, not that they take the standpoint of Vedanta. Moksha is possible. Moksha ek phal hai. This is the standpoint of karma yoga, karma margins, right? Moksha ek karma phal hai. If you ask any of the priests and ritualists, you will say moksha ek phal hai. Vedanta, what does he say? Moksha ek phal nahi hai. It is not a result of anything. If it is a result of something, then it is anityam. Right? Anything is a product of something, it cannot be eternal. So, if you say moksha is phal as a karma phalam, then anityam. Kriti moho dadau padana karanam phalam Shashvatam. Therefore, Gati Nirodhaka. Gati means Moksha Gati, that is Nitya Moksha Gati. That it stops to one from engaging in pursuing the eternal freedom, because one is settling down for Ashashvatam Phalam. So, karma margins would say, yes, exactly. This is why I told you, don't go to that guru. Come here, do some pranayama, stand upside down. You will get it. Why you are going behind somebody who is not even sure whether there is moksha at all or not? So, and also karmanaha drishyam phalam. एक कर्म करने से फल होना ही चाहिए. वो कर्म फल ए दृश्यम फलम. It is a visible one. Here they are talking about adrishyam. What this your mukti that you are talking about in jnana marga is adrishyam. You cannot even see. Where are you going? We know where are we going. Very clearly it is described in the Vedas, very clearly there where the surrender loka will go, and then there it is all the enjoyment, everything. So therefore here the Shishya's question is very appropriate, no doubt. So the Guru has to clarify three things now. Anaditva of ajnana. What does it mean? Anadehe nasham kadam bhavati. Second is, how do we end something which is beginningless? And then only he can prove anadehe nasham bhavati chet eva moksha. Only when I prove to you that this beginningless one which causes all the trouble can also end, and only in that end there is moksha. So first of all, how it is anadi? Why we say it as anadi? Second is how the anadehe nasha, and how this nasha leads to moksha. So then this Guru is very systematically going about this. So jivatvam brahmena va brantya va anyata api va vastutah va astu tad upadehe jiva bhavaha yena upadina uchyate tasya upadehe vijnanamaya koshasya anadikala ayam aham va svabhavaha jivaha ityuktataya anaditvat atmanah iva anadehe nashaha kasyabi na ishyate atah jiva bhava prayojaka upadehe anaditvat nashaha asambhavacha asya paratmanah jiva bhavovi nityah bhavati na nashyati samsrutihi jiva bhava nityatve nityeti na nivartete naiva nashyet tasmat moksha kadam. Me samama samsara nivritti khatam. Guru Vada Upadisha. Now tell me about this. So very smilingly the Guru looks at him. Prahasan, like Krishna. Yes, smiling. Okay, I understood your word. Sri Guru Ruvacha Samyak Sprishtam Tvaya Vidvan Savadanena Tachrunu Pramanikina Bhavati Prantya Mohita Kalpana. Shri Guru Ruvacha Samyak Prishtam Tvaya Vidvan Savadanena Tachrunu Pramanikina Bhavati Brantya Mohita Kalpana. Here the Guru first says Tvaya Yat Prishtam Samyak. Whatever you asked is very, very thoughtful. You started to think about it in that direction. Therefore, I appreciate first of all that you thought about it. Hey Vidvan, oh the well-studied one, Savadanena Tachrum. Now listen to me carefully. Savdhan, savdhan. Attentively listen to me now. As Gurudev would say, listening is different from hearing. Listening is with your mind, not by the ears only. Now, first one, I have to tell you, Bhranti is the word used. You also used that, right? Bhranti. Brahma means an illusion. A thing that is not there, but you are seeing it as though it is there, is called Bhranti. That which is not there, but you seem to be seeing it, that is called Bhranti. Therefore, na bhavati pramaniki Bhranti. Bhranti na pramaniki. Bhranti ka praman nahi hai. What is a pramana? See, pramana means you need to prove a thing through the means through which you are seeing it. So if I am seeing something which you are not, how do I show you what I am seeing is what you should see? Many times we think what we see is correct. If you ask somebody else, you will find that is not there. This is very strange. Now I have experienced, not I have experienced, but I have come to observe. I happened to go with some women to a saree shop, let us say. Okay. Blue, there will be some 25 blue will be there. What is it? For the jacket or what? What is it? Blouse. Blouse. I will never understand. What is the difference here? I see most of them are the same. No, this is that, what is it? Turquoise blue. This is the sky blue. This is the ocean blue. This is the navy blue. It's all same for me. Now, what you are seeing is not the same other person is seeing. You will never understand this. We'll never understand that.
That blouse he understands. Huh? That fellow knows all the colors.
Who?
The fellow
he knows.
He understands.
He has to appear as understand. He cannot help it. Yes, he has to sell the product. उसमें क्यों फर्क भी नहीं है, एक ही है जैसे. But I'm just giving an example. Some of the things you think that you are right, the next person will say it's wrong. It tastes very good. No. Okay, for me it tastes good. That is kya pramana hai usme? What is the pramana for that? How will I prove it? How will I prove it that this is not? So yesterday somebody brought salt nahi hai. Hey, Swami chai. I am not feeling it. So individually, when I have a perception for which there is no pramana, what is the pramana I can use? See, pramana means that two people, at least minimum two people must be seeing the same thing. Minimum two. What I'm seeing is what you're seeing. That is what, and there should be common medium by which we can both agree on this. Right? Here, भ्रांति के लिए कोई प्रमाण नहीं है. So here he says first thing is प्रामाणिकी न भवति भ्रांत्या मोहित कल्पना. Because of the delusory vision, whatever is seen by someone, for that there is no pramana. When if you take pratyaksha pramana, again, pratyaksha pramana means what is seen by one. And if you say the second person is also seeing the same thing, Both of them are equally deluded then. So, if you say Bhranti is true, then everyone says it's true. Then only it is correct. Majority means, but majority also not correct. Because one person differs to it, then you have to say that then there is a pramana is not correct. Then there is a question about what is the pramana. So, if somebody says this is snake, and even one person says it is not, and if he proves that it is not, it is only rope. If we can prove that, then all that, even 100 people saying that will go futile. So here, that's why he says here, what? Hey Vidwan Buddhiman, Tvaya Samyak Sprushtam, Tat Prushtam Yadvastu, Tat Savadanena, Vishayantara Samchara Sanchara Rahita Manasa, Shruno. Keep your mind not here and there, but attentively. Shrutva Avadaraya. Having listened to it, you come to understand it clearly. Brantya mohita kalpana mohasya sanjataha mohitaha. Mohasya prapta jnayamana jnayam, prapta jnayamana taga vastunaha jnana abhavaha tamasaha dharmaha. What is moha? What is prapta jnayamana taga vastunaha? What is that it is been perceived by an individual? Jnana abhava tamasaha dharma. Jnana abhava. There is no real knowledge supporting it. That is called moha. Moha is that which is not really supported by knowledge, but only a tamasic guna. Tamasic nature is moha. So, vastunaha nirmala jnana swarupatve api ajnana janita brantya dridibhutaya, even though it is of the nature of immaculate knowledge, due to the delusion born out of ignorance, dridibhutaya mohaha, so firmed up delusion, purvoktihi tat vishishtasya Purushasya ya kalpana, it is different from one who, the one who is now seeing the or identifying with the buddhi. That's why purvoktihi. Kalpana swasya asamsarinaha api samsaritva kalpana sa pramaniki nabhavati yatartha nabhavati pramana siddha nabhavati iti akshara artha. There is no pramana siddhi. There is no way you will prove it. In no way you can prove. See, if somebody says, Aham Sukhi, I am happy. Now, you will ask to that person, why are you happy? Or why are you unhappy? Whatever be it. So I will say that I got a lottery. And that's why I'm happy. So that happiness that you are experiencing is born out of expectation. Is it not? If that expectation is met, then there is joy. If the expectation is not met, that is dukkham. So your expectation, what is the permanence of that? That expectation is also Bhranti only. The expectation is also equally baseless. Because if your expectation is about a Nitya Vastu, we can understand that. I want, it's a very summer, full, bright, shining summer, and you say, I want it to snow now. Now, what is the authority or what is the support with which you can expect that snow now? By chance. Is it not? If it snows in June, and that I'm talking about Southern California, never snows. It will snow in a June 10th. What is the support? What is the pramana for you? Have you had this before? Have you had this kind of snow before? What is the basis on which you are coming to have even the expectation? So that expectation does not have any support at all. So too, anything that is expected by you which be not having any support pramana, and when you say because of which I am happy, because of which I am unhappy, it has no, it is only Bhranti. So here also he says, the yatartha nas bhavati pramana siddha na bhavati iti aksharatah brahma prayojya moha mulakatvat mugdasya mohitasya samyak jnana asamartatvat, because that person is incapable of samyak jnanam. There is no possibility of that person even realizing that I am deluded. How many of them is accept that I am deluded? You are deluded. How dare you're saying that I'm deluded? I am a successful businessman. What are you talking? I'm deluded. There's no acceptance also on that. So that is the first and foremost thing he tries to point out, that ajnanam, or the samsaritvam is born on the grounds of Bhranti, and that Bhranti is having no pramana. Okay, so this is the first point he puts. Meaning, now about that which is having no pramana siddham, I cannot prove it to be real. It is not real. First of all, it is not real. That I have proved, because anything real must have pramana. So that does not have a pramana. It is unreal. About the unreal, I cannot show you when it did begin. Can I show anything which is unreal? Anything unreal, how will I show you where is the beginning? If it is real, I can say this is the cause. If that is unreal, how will I show the cause to you? If the Mayavi or a magician showing out of his hat comes a bird, which you are seeing, and he might have hypnotized you to see that. And because of this is similar to that, when he has made an illusion of bringing a bird out of his hat, what is which the bird is? Who is from which egg it came? When was it born? Tell me. That bird was not even real. So therefore, how will I show you where it was born, how it was born, who's its mother? How can I show that? In the same way, called in Tamil, it's called Kankattu Vidyai. Meaning, it is only at the level of the eyes it is true. It's not real at all there. In the eyes of the perceiver, it is true. Other than that, there is no reality to it. That's why he's going to give the example of blue sky. Blueness of the sky is in the sky or in your eyes. So, what is a pramana for that? I cannot prove that it is blue because it is not there. So, what is the cause of that blueness there in the sky? Your eyes. You will say your eyes is the cause. I cannot say the cause of the blueness is somewhere else outside there. So, he will say that भ्रांति के लिए कोई कारण नहीं है. Meaning, I cannot show you the origin of it. That's why it's called anadi. But nash hai. Bhranti nashe, samsara nasha. When the Bhranti ends, samsara also ends. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.